Hi everybody, it's January 31st, 2017, and last year Debbie Domingo and I wrote out our statements to Sacramento law enforcement, and I want to read my statement to you. And the reason we wrote these statements was because since the case is so old, we wanted to see if we can get evidence released to the public in order to help catch the Golden State Killer. So I'm going to read my statement to you. My name is Michelle. I am the sister of Janelle Cruz, the last victim of the East Area Rapist Golden State Killer. I need to say it has been a horrifying 30 years since Janelle was brutally raped and murdered in our home in 1986. I was 17, she was 18 years old. It was a very hard time for me to describe how this affected my psyche. For a person to pass away is a sad event, but to live with the thought and vision of how my sister was raped and beaten to death, and the struggle that she put up in order to fight to stay alive, is what really haunts me. She suffered, and my sister made phone calls to friends before she was killed because she was scared to be home alone. This one offender has over 40 rape victims and has brutally murdered 12 people, possibly more. Plus, all of the rape victims and surviving family members deal with the thought of this murderer still walking free after 40 years. The FBI states he is likely between the age of 56 and 66 now. Thus, there is every reason to believe he's still alive. After Janelle's murder, our home was sold, and for a while we were living with friends out of our suitcases. Our family unit was gone, and it has never come back. When I grew up, what I grew up knowing was no more. I lost my identity, and for 20 years lived in complete fear because of my sister's murder. During those years, I have slept with the lights on, and I am mostly never home alone. However, when I am, there is always something propped up in front of the doors and windows for protection. Recently, I have installed surveillance cameras all around my home and window alarms, plus some other things in order to feel safe. I shouldn't have to live with fear every day. It is a very lonely feeling that I've succumbed to. Not many people can relate to having a loved one killed by a serial killer who has been free for 40 years. I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of hiding. This is why I'm finally reaching out. Something needs to change, and not just for me. I'm talking for all the victims and the family members who are too tired and afraid to speak out. We need more people to get involved. We need more people to help research, because 40 years of doing things the same way is not working. There are so many people dedicated to researching this case in order to find the Ear-On's Golden State Killer. We need to let them help. Let them help. Piece together the information you have. Make the documents available. After 40 extremely long years, I think it's time to release all the information. I was very happy to see the recent release of information and the publicity drive by the task force of city, county, and federal agencies, of which the Sacramento PD was a part of. This is a great start, but does not go far enough. Unfortunately, there is no one outstanding sketch of the Golden State Killer. His description as to height, weight, and features are fairly average. This generates tips, but not solid leads. What some officers there today may not know is that the East Area Rapist sent in writings to the police. A poem called Excitement's Crave has been released, but not a copy of the original poem or the envelope it came in. The envelope and the actual poem would reveal handwriting or at least typewriter font. The East Area Rapist sent a letter to the Sacramento City Council. There are reports of other letters and poems that were sent in. All of these can and should be released. The release of these items will reveal the word usage, phrase usage, unique vocabulary of the East Area Rapist. They would show something of his views, opinions, and thoughts. A family member, friend, or coworker may recognize these characteristics. This is exactly how the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski was recognized and turned in by his brother. I have made a formal request under the California Public Records Act to obtain the release of these records. I also urge all law enforcement agencies involved in the case to release all information, evidence, files, and records. Keeping them secret only protects the killer. I urge residents of the city and county of Sacramento to write an email or letter to the mayor, city council, county commission, and governor stating your concern about the case and requesting that all documents be released. Victim and witness names can be blacked out for privacy. The release of these documents might be the difference between this offender's finally being brought to justice or him continuing to elude capture. Please read the statement that follows by my fellow survivor of the East Area Rapist, Golden State Killer, a daughter of a murdered victim. At the end of her statement, she has information on how you can learn more about the case and where to go if you have information that might help. Thank you, Michelle Cruz. And you can find this document on the ProBoards, the original Night Stalker, East Area Rapist.proboards.com. You could also find it on the East Area Rapist, original Night Stalker, Golden State Killer.proboards.com. Also, if you need any of our information, here's some of our emails. There's my email there, helpfindearons@gmail.com. You can locate Debbie Domingo. There's her email there, DeborahD72781@yahoo.com. You can also locate me on Facebook, Rest in Peace, Janelle Lisa Cruz, or Debbie Domingo on Who is the Golden State Killer. Thank you.